Hello, my name is Mr. Morris, and I will be your HAVPA teacher for the 2020-2021 school year, that tongue twister of a thing. If you're wondering what the HAVPA acronym stands for, you're not alone. It's pretty much the entire world that wonders that same thing. It stands for the History and the Appreciation of the Visual and Performing Arts. That mouthful is probably more known to you as the humanities, but they would like for us to refer to it as such because it is more encompassing and more descriptive of what we're actually covering. So I wanted to take the time to introduce myself before we dive right in on the first day. I put together a brief presentation that helps in showing you a little bit about myself so that we can get to know each other a little bit better. All right, so here's the first slide. So one of the first things that you should know about me is that I am a professional actor, and I've been involved in several shows in the last few years. These images are from two of the shows that I was in, one of which was Shakespeare's As You Like It, performed at Indiana University Southeast, wherein I played Duke Frederick. That's me right there. And the other is from a production of Peter and the Starcatcher here. This is me here. In that show, I played Lord Leonard Astor, and that show was performed at the Theater Works Theater Company there in New Albany in southern Indiana. One of the over the course of the summer, one of the other things that I got into was I began to host a podcast. I wanted to do it for years and finally started. On this podcast, I sit down and talk to individuals from all walks of life, including some of the work that you see here. This is work from a local film director named Nathan Thomas Milner. And if you're not familiar, that is a version of the Joker. He is an absolute brilliant artist, writer, director, a very, very talented individual. If you guys are horror fans, he did something called Confessions of Fred Krueger. Check it out. Here we have a piece from a local comic book artist named Ryan Rodman. This is from his comic that he has created called Memoirs of an Angel. I have copies of that I'm hoping that you guys get to see in person. But if not, we will have digital versions of that we are going to be looking at with later units. This is from someone who is a world-renowned artist. His name is Marco Hudi. He has worked for Marvel, DC, Image, and done a lot of big time work that you may be familiar with. He did runs of Spider-Man. He did runs of Winter Soldier, which is what you see here. So the Winter Soldier, Captain America, Bucky Barnes. Very, very cool artist there. I will share some of that with you later this year. And then we have here on the right, this is from a local rapper named Major Payne. He has turned into a really dear friend of mine, and I may share some excerpts of his music in class. But some of them are rather explicit, so I'm not sure. But I'm going to share a clip from the podcast with you because in this clip, I discuss what art means to me so that you can understand that it's not just something that I teach, it's something that I love.
Living in the art realm, one can see the escapism which exists. Brushes glide across canvases as worries paste themselves into the landscape. Bright colored catharsis used as a gallery piece of therapy. A pandemic rises and art bears the load. The images flickering across the television screen. The sounds of music filling your cathedrals of comfort. The pencils scratching across a blank page. Voices echoing into a mic, creating time capsules of conversation. Art stands in as a knight fighting against the subconscious. Every emotion pontificated by the gods of creation, delivered to you via the means we've grown accustomed. A 6-inch version of a walkthrough of the Louvre, performed while still in flannel attire. Grand tales and battles unfolding, in your hands as the thin pages rustle beneath a ceiling fan, conquering fears of the apocalypse with the swivel of a joystick. Art finds a way to keep us sane. It never leaves you alone. It never leaves you without inspiration. It never leaves you unconnected. Art leaves no feeling unexpressed, no thought without representation, no scenario left unperformed. Art is everyone, is everywhere, is everything. We are it, and it is us. We are its performers, and it is the ever attentive audience.
Another thing I am probably the most proud of in my life is my relationship with my wonderful wife, Emily. And she's the beautiful young lady you see right here. Obviously, not me. She's my inspiration for many things, including teaching. She's also a teacher at Medora and teaches first grade. I wouldn't be in this profession if it wasn't for her. We've been together for 18 years, and I hope that we can continue into our old age together. My wife and I also made the decision to not have children, but decided instead to spoil these two rotten dogs that you see here. So there's Lucy and there's Lola, and there's Lola and Lucy, our two babies. I'm someone who truly cherishes relationships that I've built over the years with many people from many different backgrounds. And here you see some of my friends. Here in this picture, that's my best buddy, current roommate. These are two of my dear friends. We hosted their wedding at my house. Here are some of the DOS peeps. This is Mrs. Freck. She teaches digital literacy and a freshman seminar course. Over here with the L's up, that is Mr. Freck. He is our dean, and I'm hoping that you get to meet those guys in person. They're awesome. And down here again is my wife. And here on the right is another inspiration for me in the way that I would not have likely pursued a career in education if it weren't for this man. He was my choir teacher some 18 years ago and is just a pillar of the art scene. He is a opera singer. He is in musicals. He does Stephen Foster. He's just amazing. So I had to share that with you. As you can see here, here's two films. I am an absolute film nut. So I have tattoos devoted to them, and my office is filled with movie posters. I have signed memorabilia, but more importantly, I love horror films. And as you see here on the left, this is a film called Insidious. If you have not seen it, watch it with the lights on. It's very scary. The director of this, James Wan, also directed another film called The Conjuring, which you may be familiar with. He is amazing. Love him. Over here on the right is another favorite film of mine, Django, by director Quentin Tarantino. It's absolutely awesome. Watch it with your parents' permission. It's a very risque movie, but it's great. You will be in store for some great fun stuff, scary themed and whatnot for Halloween. So that will be coming up soon. And also we will have an entire film unit in the spring. We will discuss many, many aspects of that. Last, I'm an avid music lover. I love all genres. When some people say that they like a little bit of everything, they probably don't. In my case, I legitimately do. I love a little opera. I love country. I love rap. I love rock. I love heavy, heavy metal. I love death metal, black metal, all kinds of metal. I was in a heavy metal band for years. So music is a huge part of my life. And here's just a couple quick examples. I'm going to play just about 30 seconds of each.
I never come through. Yes, it haunts me. Sunny days I miss you. Yes, it haunts me. Can you feel it? Now I'm caught and we're making our own thing. Now I'm following you out to the coast. If I never come through, if I never come through.
All right, that song is called Misconnection. It's from a band called The Head and the Heart. My wife and I both adore them. We've seen them several times in concert, and they were one of my all-time favorite bands. This is probably my favorite hip hop artist of all time. I love Childish Gambino. One of my favorite albums is Because of the Internet. So I'll give you a little bit of this. The song's called Sober.
And now that it's over, I'll never be sober. I couldn't believe, but now I'm so high. And now that it's over, I'll never be sober. I couldn't believe, but now I'm so high. But now I'm so high. But now I'm so high. But now I'm so high.
So there you have it. That's a quick overview of who I am. I'm hoping that we have many opportunities to get to share some of the things that you guys enjoy. We're going to be doing that in the first week. I'm going to have you guys sharing some of the art that you're into. I'm looking really forward to that because that makes my job fun, getting to know and learn about you guys. And I really look forward to sharing and exposing you guys to all the facets of the arts. And as you can tell, the arts are not something that I just teach. It's something that I live every day. I'm a huge fan. I'm always watching film. I'm listening to music every single day. I go to shows. I perform in shows. The only thing that I'm not great at is visual art, I'll be honest, but I'm working at it. So looking forward to having an awesome year with you guys. And I'm counting down the minutes and the days to our first day. All right, guys, take it easy.